society.
Regarding this question, what ICJ resolution means, it was controversial. Many people were disappointed. There is no immediate and permanent ceasefire, and this is what Gazan people need now. And other was optimistic and said this is a historic, this is a milestone. What's your assessment for the ICJ resolution?
Yesterday we made a very comprehensive assessment. Let me say first, no decision could be fully satisfying. You have to look what are important for you. And this, of course, another important element is there should be a majority of judges, and there is a vast majority, 13 to 15 to 2. So vast majority there. What do we have here? The most important, yes, I mentioned in the conference from ICJ decision is that Israelis think that Israel is not an ordinary state. Israel is a super state. Israel is a part of United States. So all the other nations, all the other countries are subject to international law, subject to international courts. But Israel is immune. Nobody can touch them. Nobody can criticize them. Just to clarify this, you know, flotilla issue 2010, Mavi Marmara. I made a speech in UN Security
Council. You were the foreign minister at the time.
Yeah, I was foreign minister. I went to New York, I made a speech. In my speech, I declared Israel as a state terror, terrorist state implementing terrorist actions, and killed civilians in international sea. When I finished my speech, I don't want to give the name, but very senior, one of the senior UN representatives, authorities, he approached to me, he said, Mr. Minister, please be careful of your security, because I didn't listen such a speech in UN Security Council until now. You declared them as terrorists. Please take care of security. I said, I have tawakkul to God, and I am not scared of anything. But why I am giving this? In UN, there was such a psychology that nobody can speak against Israel. This decision is important because Israel is being seen as an ordinary state, accountable in international court. That is a historic transformation. Normalization with Israel is those who are defending normalization with Israel. I was always telling, not normalization with Israel. First, normalize Israel as an ordinary state. Normalize them as an ordinary human beings. So that perspective is, first time ever, Israel is becoming accountable. Second, International Court of Justice rejected Israel's demand just to refuse these claims of South Africa. South Africa clearly claimed that this is a genocide. And ICJ rejected this demand. It means ICJ saw this as a case of genocide. Of course, this is a process, this is a ruling. It is not decision, it is a ruling, interim ruling. This process will continue maybe 2 months, 2 years, 3 years, like what is related to Rohingya issue. But that process started. Now, the next, I am sure Netanyahu did not sleep well yesterday, because the next step, after that, Netanyahu will be accountable in front of ICC, like what happened to Milosevic, or Radovan Karadzic, or other genocide makers.
Netanyahu described this resolution as shameful for many generations.
Yes, because now he's scared. And can you imagine, they think that they are giant. And Blinken came and said, we are with you, and came here as a Jew. Now, American judge in ICJ was one of the strongest defenders of the case of South Africa. So it means the gap between American, even inside America, American judge and American policymakers, American public opinion, they are differentiating. These are very important steps forward. About ceasefire, I told yesterday in my speech here, it is not their duty to declare these, but inherently there is a ceasefire demand in the text. Why? Not explicitly, but inherently and implicitly. Why? Because no measures raised by ICJ could be implemented without a ceasefire.
Definitely.
Assume that humanitarian, they say Israel should not prevent humanitarian assistance to Gaza. You need a ceasefire for humanitarian assistance. So in every sentence, in fact, it says ceasefire is a sine qua non. It means it is a must. So we should not give an excuse to the hand of Israelis, or Israelis should not be happy that there is no call for ceasefire. No, there is call for ceasefire in every sentence of ICJ court decision, ICJ decision ruling. Another important. Now, ICJ rulings give responsibility to international community and to individual countries. What is this responsibility? Now I am calling from here to Muslim countries. Based on ICJ decision, you can organize a coalition of willing without waiting the decision of UN Security Council and declare that ICJ asked Israel not to prevent any humanitarian aid to Gaza. Based on this ruling, we Muslim countries, this, I don't want to give name, including Turkey and others, and Egypt and others, everybody has responsibility. They can organize a humanitarian convoy by sea or airdropping by air, and Israel cannot prevent this. And openly say, we do not declare war to Israel, or we do not want military, we do not do military operation against Israel. But this is a humanitarian operation. But if Israel intervenes, this means a declaration of war by Israel. So that US will take it seriously, that regionalization of this tension may create this problem.
There are
so there
many things here.
Yeah, but one additional point about ICJ decision. ICJ decision ruling is important. Same hour or 1 hour after ICJ ruling, USA, Canada, some countries cut the fund for UNRWA. This is against ICJ. The Muslim countries should start a case against those countries who cut fund from UNRWA, because they are not respecting the ruling of ICJ. So we should not think only regarding Israel. Based on ICJ, we can request from UN to do certain actions. We can request from US to do certain actions. But this could be seen only, could be realized only if you have a political will in your hand. If you think independently, if you feel the heart of Palestinians in your heart, the pain of Palestinians in your heart, not just shouting to domestic publics, but it is time to act now internationally, regionally, to end this genocide in Gaza.
Talking